Okay. Police would have us replacing the Crown Vic with the Explorer, with an Explorer. And $28,000, that comes out of that capital general fund again. General capital fund.
Yeah, I would say on this one, till we know what's going on with the wall there, that's definitely a hole.
Find out what's going on.
And I know they wouldn't spend the money till June or whatever if we put it in there.
I do want to show this to you, though. It's on page 31 against the capital fund balances, where, like I said, we have some problems keeping fund balances up in these things. We would propose to spend $28,000 out of this fund that at the end of the year would have $22,000. So the amount that the police is putting in for subsequent years actually gets spent for this current year then too. We have enough money to spend it out of next year's budget, but it doesn't do anything for building that money for the future.
Have we gotten any idea when we're going to know anything about all this?
Hopefully next Monday, they would finally make a decision about that. So they've taken proposal from the Sac County Sheriff, and then we've followed up with them, followed up with the mayor. We talked with the mayor over at Sac County again. Wanted some additional information from us, and we got that information to them right away as far as police logs and that type of stuff. And so we've provided everything that they wanted, so
Balls in their
And
court.
I know they want to replace the Crown Vic with an Explorer. And I guess I don't know why either one's any better than the other, but
The Crown Vic, they can't use in the winter.
I don't know, sheriff guys all around them. I saw them last weekend when the snowstorm. Having a Crown Vic down the road, they seem to be doing fine.
These guys can't drive.
Don't have to resale that, do you?
a lot of it, resale value is much better.
I'm sure it probably is.
But you know, the argument has been maybe a couple things. Operations costs are basically the same. And used during the winter. Just that they
If we were running something that wasn't a Crown Vic, we bought like a Chevy Impala with a force on it or something, I would think operation costs would be way less than that.
Yes.
Just as big a car. We're not gonna go out and chase anybody down, that's why we have a radio. So we don't need a big old motor. I'm just saying. I think that's something we should explore before we go saying we're gonna have a whole fleet of four-wheel drive vehicles. We got along fine for lots of years without four-wheel drive vehicles. We only have one cop on duty most of the time. If it's snowing, he can drive the four-wheel drive vehicle.
Due diligence.
we can check out those other options.
And I'm not saying
Well,
no to a second Explorer either, I just think we should at least see what they'll sell us. What's a Ford Fusion or whatever it is now. I think that's usually where we do businesses over and over, yeah. And then if they needed to go somewhere with the cop and all that, you know, you're gonna haul a prisoner to Rockwell City or something, that would certainly be more,
75 miles a gallon.
yeah, be a lot better than a Explorer, and I think they hold their resale value pretty
You're
good.
not thinking a Dodge Charger?
Well, I would love to have a Dodge Charger, but I'm thinking the mileage probably ain't real good there either.
And $3 gas,
Yeah.
that Ford Fusion looks good.
It's gonna get worse than that.
Yeah. How could that possibly happen?
Got a big spill to pay
You
for.
blame George Bush, is
Yeah.
that the answer to everything still?
I expected that.
So I guess what we're saying there is leave it in, but don't be buying nothing
Oh, yeah.
until we talk about it again.
Yeah, we would put that 13.5 in for the general fund, capital fund, and then if we do get a new vehicle, it would be appropriate to get the new radio at that time then
And how come this radio is $2,000 and every other radio is $700?
too. Well,
This radio is
it is a
faster.
different setup, but
Yeah, a lot more
It's
damage.
a lot more money.
So one of these radios already, the 13, is that what we're talking?
yep, January 1 of 2013.
So the right thing to do is budget something each year, is that what
Let's
you're
do something this year, but I think you're right, if we buy a new cop car, now's the time to put that one in.
Yep.
Yeah.
When we get Prius, they get pretty much.
Yeah.
You-
What's that?
We're gonna have our police department in a hybrid.
Very green.
We're going green.
Tony
It'd
will
be
go
a
for that.
really prominent stance to our
Yes.
green strategy.
We'd be
You
him.
could go orange.
She's getting fired up now. She's ready.
Oh, we're
you
got that
know her?
methane gas.
Yeah.
That's bad for the lake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tony's spiced up on that. Ryan and I could go for a drive.
I just thought that John did agree.
Last thing at the top of the next page for the police department was to replace their PVT.
Does the one we have work?
It does. This, where it says general fund, you can kind of put a slash in there and say grant. They may be able to get some grant funds for that then too.
I know it's only $500, but it wouldn't hurt. How many tickets did we write last year? How many of them were for OWI?
I have those numbers and
I know, but how many for OWI?
I don't have that number.
I bet it was zero.
About 140 tickets.
But I bet it was zero for OWI, so we're probably gonna use the one we got in. I'm fine with that.
I didn't get that information out there, we didn't.
Probably something we should know. I don't want them to go right in a bunch of OWI tickets.
No.
Business on it.
We haven't talked about that.
I just don't know that we really need that. The technology, I mean, it still tells you the guy's drunk, so.
Mhm.
Let the sheriff come down your way with them.
I can't do that anymore. You
No,
got
we
something wrong.
would do that ourselves. You know, if there's any probable cause, they get taken up to SAC and they get the real test up there.
If they can't spell their name, they're in trouble.
These PVTs, they tell you what your breath alcohol is, but that's not admissible in court, so they always got to get a second test in.
So if we leave it in, they can apply for a grant, if they get the grant.
Because when the grant, I think, is through these STEP programs, and if we participate in a STEP program, which we've done in the past, they can get some of these smaller pieces of equipment pretty much paid.
But if we take it out of here, there's no chance for the grant?
Oh, no, we still apply.
And with time, those tests always go up before they go down.
Is that right?
Well, that's usually because they just stopped drinking.
If they just
But
stopped
they still
drinking.
get in their system.